beneficial in this life.
Pena ilenen tamje chigla das la ro. Aranzu ta chowe na le ya. 강에 용 거래 봐. 지 용거를 딱 가서 그래. 수수수 미수수 당저 다 낭배 셰나 레스 거래. 레 봐. 다 페진디 레라 디간 삼다나 금전 야가요. 봐. 다 심시 신다 금전 시라 요 말다. 시라 신다 금전 시라 세사 요 말다. 베나 로 미카셰 삼바베 야고로 와. 삼바 야고 야고 요이나 야데라지 강렬해지 태대거든.
Yeah.
미치다 미베 란시 야고 요와 칸실래. 야데라지 파만디고라지. 만디고라지. 망고지 연대기도 알아. 세상 먼저 탱거다. 아직 미디 텐데 야고시도 뜻들 가도이나 지 강에다 만디고라지. 연대기도 때 가래이나스로.
No.
네 간에 중어래. 네 렌 야고라. 딜 렌즈라고 다 수수래. 간에 중어래. 그래서 네 먼저 조지 리그도 알아야. 내가 먼저 뒤바디 열었다.
This first slogan or mantra, to drive all blames into one, would be to reflect that in this life, whatever, problems come, difficulties come for us. And from the perspective of Buddha Dharma, we would have to say it is karma. This is the substantial reason. If you seek to find other reasons, one wouldn't find much more than that. In the sense that some people are of extremely good character. You might see someone who's very kind, yet at the same time, why does such a person meet with problems? You know, that's such a kind-hearted or good person. Why do they meet with these adverse conditions? So then we would have to ask, the question comes up, doesn't it? Who made such adverse conditions? The question comes.
제가 땅 알아서 낭배게 주내셔도 레 겨왕함에 수수 레 냠바체베 데비데게 아니 겨와델 데비밍으로 제가 미디 세델 미하고 제베이나 그 강에 용해야 돼 겨왕함에 레 사셔 그 데비디 네 세델라 그런 미레스로 낭배디 데워자고요 그래서
So the explanation from the perspective of Buddha Dharma in terms of karma, the ripening result in this life. So although the person in this life may have that good character and be kind-hearted and so forth, these adverse conditions are connected to the ripening of karma from the past lives.
When I was young, I don't understand before this reason, and sometimes I thought, that doesn't exist karma, because looks so lots of people, very good people, they already have some lots problem. Some people very bad attitude, and they all looks become success, you know. This is not really. They don't have karma. And then just we looking just this life, you know. Then I learned this about causes and conditions. Same 32 years. After that, I understand a little bit this far away, you know. Only cause conditions, not this life. No, previous life, another life, another life, another life. And how do we know this? Condes shingre.
That's a big point, isn't it? How do we validate that? How do we know that?
I usually do analyze meditation like that. You know, sometimes we see past person. You know, sometimes some people see it directly, and you have very feeling very close, and you have trust, and you have some relax, easy to you have feel, oh, I met this person before. You never met, this life. You have feeling, oh, I met these people somewhere, something feeling here you very close, and then where it come from this? Roya, tika ne yore sadre da. Sesan di 경험을 들려 타 녀지. 디가 바자디야 세인 거로. 디레도 와다. 디레도 와다디.
How does that come to be, that feeling of closeness from a recent past life? The imprints are ripening. Those imprints are ripening.
세상디 경험을 땅으로도 체del라야. 수수 저야고 미단 저야고 제비나. 저와 치마들. 저야고 용고요. 도스 엔 저와네 나서 갈래 야르 다야 디게지. 셰드 나서 빼 가서래. 삼로망보 따요. 메제디 틴두인지 임바로. 나서 델레 하게 삼로다야다 내가 치야 요바디 시행디. 그래서 샘디 야정 붙여줘야. 샘바디 야정 삼보 부수토고 마셔야. 근데 지금 밀라 삼시치야다. 튠람치야다. 지 펜도치야다. 그래서 샘바도서. 아니 지 오벤 만들라고 차용 거다. 그러. 다디 내가 전부에 넣어서.
Yeah. So then in reflecting then in the context of past lives, and also of course in this very life, if the connections that you make are good, then that will be sustained from life to life, and this is how we improve. So it is having a very deep or a deep attitude in the premise of this life, which could be short in the context of the future, but it's a vast view. So in that sense, it helps the mind not to be pushy, kind of tight, just thinking there's this life, but that vast view of, oh, what about help and concern for others?
다디 먼저 레세로도 망보지 당도 레야고도 자 망보지도 몽베 옹 마시베 옹 소고요. 미시베 옹 소고요. 레스다.
Now, these karmas we're creating, whether they're good or negative, positive or negative, they're coming from a mind of unawareness. It is called ignorance.
세상다 네 내주 원에디 치번시 마신이들라 다 낭베게 몽바 마릭 바세게요. 레스로.
That state of not knowing reality from a Buddha Dharma perspective is the confusion, the ignorance of confusion.
다 레렌 탐제 찍라다 세데 어디래 수수지지 내다 마신이게 로데게 다 뇨로 창마서고요.
So that first slogan, that first piece of advice to drive all blames into one, really we're saying that the troublemaker comes from one's own unawareness.
당연하죠. 뭐이니지 총을랑 직다더라. 다 단단 알아서 참아 디 COVID-19가 컴퓨스 되들 답에. 다 백신 줘야 돼. 컴퓨스를 배. 다 신다 봐줘야 돼. 카레 줘야 돼. 펜토그래서 배대 더스 참아 배대 또 몽버려. 또 몽배가 가는 되들. 내가 지난 신기면도 어디 약부 채우래. 미지기 대셔지 약부지 작아도 될래 대셔지. 아니 스스디 버르들라 배대 가서 파도그래 치료를 하먹어내로 같이 있는 것들 하고 그래. 아주 신기해요 말이지. 다르다네 지디 신기해요 말이지.
In looking at this situation we're in at the current juncture, checking up on this life, that unawareness and what's happening around COVID, there seems to be unawareness and confusion just at that level. Should one vaccinate or not? Does it help to wear a mask or not? When you're interacting with the people, someone says this, someone says that. Well, there's so much being said. This is also coming from ignorance. Should one come, should one go, and so forth.
당연하죠. 단도와 롭존치에디 내주 빼는 멤버로 지금이나 미기 수분에 단 차선 신고로.
Yep.
다 팅상하게 멤버 망보지기 미 수부 차단 신기요 말다. This anything is a member mango, me taller than the
Yeah.
as a lever member in a lever jigo mission. Ning dang to subu shinda neda, chimashi shingyo mare. And lever di sub de la go de la pendoche, and ning la no devo. Kama no. Right? And so the dinde do ding around le nyamyo yestiro.
So these days, for example, the doctors that study the body, they might not know the whole of the body, kind of like wasted in that regard. Like they might be a brain specialist, but not know the heart or kidneys, and wanting to benefit the brain, not understanding the effect it has on the heart and kidneys. I have experience of this.
And I have high fever, high fever. And I went to the Indian hospital, and they give me some medicine for my high fever. And they fix me my high fever, and I have a gastric problem. This is one benefit, one harm, Therefore, he don't understand the whole body, I have this experience. I don't need listening out to people say. I have my experience, I eat this medicine, fix this pain here.
That's the reality, to be unaware of the whole of the body.
And one time, we have talked in nursing, some brain research professor, Rijafo. He's my friend, and he told he's famous. You can search him in Google. He's Auckland University. He make New Zealand country very, very high. He's a very nice person, a very good heart. And he said, and nowadays, doctor, see patient coming in the hospital, and knees doctor, knees,
Knees.
They see only knees come in the hospital, Yes, they don't see whole picture. They see only knees, come in the hospital, And then he said, they don't know in just physical body, some people, they don't know how about mind. He said, we don't know mind. We don't have mind definition. He said, please teach, we need to understand about mind. Because mind and body, big relationship, And just, this is his experience. He see brain coming in the hospital, Brain, this is true. Just there's a machine in Yungurata, Chazan Shingomara. This is somewhat under Lentan Chigla does it on Rodet Chazanwa.
Yeah, so coming from that premise of unawareness, that's reality. So therefore, to drive all blames into selfish concern would seem to be the point.
아나도 디 펜도 치슈지 거야라서나 아나도 다지 내가 지세나라야 trobo통 콘도 사야지 개치슈지 그래 다 뒤에 용을 뺏어오다 콘도디 봐 콘도 사야지 콘도 사야 내가라니 베네당 치마시 메시베 온 수수 심드베 야면은 아제로 야면은 촉신 dindeji be block capje ro ngaje ge block do capje ne nezu tix ji ma de da namsang kondo sa de yo de kaso na ko de dum do nezu ro chaza machine ne zawadi machine mongbal de ne yung go yores mongbe onge ang zo chadan ji wa kondo ji ani kondo onge ani tik du ja la ya na ani lu ge damane pe namju to ti je la 다 배동에 전야를 되네. 동에 용구다. 뭐 이게 상황 하나에 말으잖아. 미시 몽바라티 렌렌 탐지 찍을다서 디 몽바들라 되네. 중어레스다.
The greatest benefit in this life then is to be self-aware around that. In terms of friends, when we interact with others, what can really come up is anger that is coming up, and the anger that comes up at the time from that place of a lack of awareness. The mind, the mind has pride, and then as a result of that, or has a kind of biased attitude to others. And then strong anger can be generated essentially from unawareness. And from that unawareness, attachment to self, aversion to others. And then once the anger becomes manifest, there is harsh speech. There is kind of like a bad physical posture towards others. And that's the cause of suffering.
그래서 알아서 배나 땅 알아서 창문로라 냠뇨여와 그래서 미러 직투인데 심나라 마대와 연구도
Yeah,
미카셰 통데 통이 맞어 계지신이 맞어 안 통이 맞어 근데 연구도 알아
yeah,
근데 연구를 다 매진나 연구도 알아
yeah. From our life's experience, we can see when, the moment we see others, we might feel upset that you don't want to see them, you don't want to talk to them. That's reality.
신나 대내가라 다 카둑 다가랑 삼스타면으로 카둑 코란래 다 데저리도서 먼저 낭배기 전에 나 로종서 그런 마인드 트레이닝 저러러 마인드 트레이닝
Yeah, mind training.
배 야고든데도 다 저런저 문에 랑가도서 넣어요 말해서 랩사데 넣어요 말해 따이나 데즈 디테 오래 가서 도나데 저런저 단다 대 용어데 배야 그래서 저런 용사도 넣어요 말해서 당부디 다 니버들라 주주 셈기 거다 셈로 좀 지나 로종 거도 아니 장제 로종 체제로 아니 당기 세우나니 당부 찍 하고 오지 직사와 망보도 아니 되네 된다다 하고 오지 된다다 하고서는 아니 된다다 소소 처연나라 백디스 테스트라고 가지고 치도고도 지위나 다배 배편도 할래버다 단대 뒤지들 셈 강에 세야 다 탑라 약쇼 딜을 하다 요 말했다 로 메가나네라고 말했지 티처나서 mental hospital yor dile pendo 말했어 drugs take 그래서 니구야 take 그래서 건자 아르마딘나 니구야 take 그래서 다 그래 답시 되면서 요 말했어
So then, thinking from the perspective of Buddha Dharma, we say lojong, to tame the mind, to turn the mind, these excellent methods. You have met that this path is not mistaken and that you might show interest in that mind training. That's the first point. The second point is to take an interest in some of these techniques to train the mind and study them. For example, there are a lot of words we can learn, a lot of things we can study to know them first. But then, of course, to reflect on the meaning is most important. And if you reflect on the meaning in this life, so much benefit is there. There's not much better method I can mention than that to turn the mind, to train the mind. You aren't going to pacify mental upset in a hospital, neither with drugs. In fact, those might make you more dull temporarily.
그래서 셈지 강에서 유두장가라 아니 drugs take도나 미탕고 내 당보 이너다 당보 이너 마세나에 다 같이 수부 장난 쇼산조이나 마세나 연구면도
Yeah.
다양디 다양에 계제데 세우 마세나나 상상라 미스 안더스탠드 치기도 하셔로
Yeah.
또 뒤균에 drugs 저 사제 생기되요나 그 사기사기 칼레 뉴르단으로 니마지라 툭사게나 니마지라 나사 안티네 칼레 둔다지라 시사 음 다와지라 숨자 다와니라 니사 아니 찍사 아니 체가사 두세 칼레 수불라 kumshi 찾아로 다 천에 마사니나 심테스 마지바 요바다가 전 멤베 닥스테든 사지어머 전 검자 수수수 삼바 나와지우스 로와 수수 삼바 나와지우 다 삼바 나와지우스인데 쉬어지도 하다 저는 셰다요래 참잠돼요래 칼라신 분들 사요래 trouble 님들 계제신 개물라로 두즈백 해점버려다로야 두즈레 당보 두즈 제거래서
So please don't misunderstand. One would not say not completely not to take medications, but there is the danger that with that reliance on medication, jungla sure means one could become used to it, addicted to it. So if that's the case with the mind training, it would be useful to, if you're taking a certain number like 6, to reduce it to 5, and then down to 4, and then maybe perhaps twice a week, then once a week, or then once a month, or then even half, so that the body becomes used to. But before it even gets to that stage of having to be on medications, it would be much better just to keep the mind happy. In that sense, you have the conditions to do that: meditation and nice food, being with friends, going for a walk, having a talk. These are the best.
And making joke and making laughing.
Making
you know.
laugh.
Don't be serious. Don't be tired your life, and then don't try to everything's become perfect. Impossible in samsara, Some people think I want to perfect, perfect. If you become enlightenment, then you have perfect. 저는 산지에서는 perfect 여를 되면 perfect 여 말했어. 칼레스 살았어.
Once you're awakened as a Buddha, perfection is there. Apart from that, trouble is there.
They say, 8 o'clock, 2 minutes late. Don't do like that. Just be relaxed, Oh, something wrong. Making, don't too tight, like, right?
Don't be too tight.
Yeah, don't be too relaxed. Need balance. Some people was too relaxed. For example, India, you were too relaxed. You say, oh, come to, if you want to go to an airport taxi, you want to leave, for example, 1 o'clock, you can say maybe come 11, Otherwise you say 1 o'clock, they come 2 o'clock, Then 1 hour late. You miss your airplane. This is too relaxed. I learned this in India. And this reason I call most taxi 2 hours early. And they come exactly 10. 2 hours a little bit early. Okay, come you want to leave in 12. You can say, oh, come 10 o'clock, They exactly come 12, Then you don't have problem, It's too relaxed. And some people I met, some people here. 1 minute late, What bound 1 minute? And you're sometimes driving, in the road, driving. I saw loving this and driving. And some people too rush, try to correct the
Overtake.
like that. And sometimes they go overtake for us, go fast. And they bring there sometimes big truck and stuck there, exactly the same. Sometimes they have traffic light, road in New Zealand, those road making, exactly stuck there. We actually still no much different. I love you. Oh, it's too rush. No, stay there, just 당기 지금 overtake 줘야 돼. 다시 유진여도 누워 펜더면 쫓아서 그러.
Put so much effort into overtaking for no benefit.
레야지 미 갈래요. 얘도 집을 얘기다 얘는.
Yeah, the person who's going at a relaxed pace gets there exactly the same.
And I think sometimes you have already have ball on this. I can tell this experience, You're walking all day, and at 5 o'clock you're coming back home. You're tired, body tired, and then traffic, And here, we follow a rule, for go to 50 kids. They're really fish. They want 60, and we're fast. And some people go evening a little bit tired on the driving, and they're a little bit slower. And you are 10 minutes early. What are you doing? Watching TV? Or what are you doing? 같이 강변날은 니엘로 치즈 까마주종아 넬레나 가르치게로 나라 대상로 따라 아니 책에 민도 갈랑갈 주도라 할래 젠도시나 키팅 녜스로 거네시나 팅암다시나 녜스 태고만 왔다 모델나는 할래 제 네 삼로 땅로 네 셰로 땅 모델나라 반나도 투요 말와 나리도 그냥 챌린지 요로 하잖아로 나 근데 단도 트래픽 던 데 아고도 엑스트라 15 minute ngal resto 가고 검시나 모델나라 기우요라 traffic jam days in 기우요라 어디 삼로 땅으로 근데 삼로 땅에 닝저다로
That's quite a useful way to think. If you are rushing to get home to have that extra 10 or 15 minutes, what would you do with it in that state of mind? But if you are in the car, relaxed, in the traffic jam, whatever, staying with that atmosphere, it's okay, I'll get home. Then that's one way to think.
I usually sometimes people smile laughing, and some people upset. All the time. two people all the time. They become upset. 게임게는 콘서트도 다 같이 견사주는. 로? 미가 제바 게임게라. 게임게라. 콘서트다. 페로다. 삼바 텐데 맞죠요.
Yeah, it is the case that sometimes when you're relaxed and laughing, others show an angry face. So that must be that there's quite a lot of mental upset there.
다 간다. 저장 저 뒤내가라 심나 따나로. 수 따지신. 스스셈 배조지. 콘도 사오 미도보다 쉬우지 나와 셔거이나. 다 로정이냐네. 다들 나랑 그 심나 쳤다는지라 알면서. 뭐네즈디 된대지 여러와. 유 파르버 미도보다 쉬우 여거든. 콘도사에 내가 라고다.
Yeah.
나랑도 미질라 콘도사. 통념마도 계시신님마도 내가 비에 내가 될라시고다. 아니 셈나다 이제 지 파르버디 미도보로 미뚝자로 지 그래 수시로 낙보로 맨다오로 통구더라.
Yeah.
저도 상마셔서 되네 수수 셈 무슨 요르다. 셈. 로. 셈게 파스 요르면서 유코랑 원에 저 뒤쪽에 여마라 삼나 야고 담에 있나로.
It is, it comes back to the way your mind sees, in the mind training. So, for example, when you are seeing someone in that way, and that their anger, their irritability is so much that you don't want to see them or talk to them. Maybe you're seeing that person as ugly or bad, or there's almost like a darkness around them. Well, in reality, this is mind-made. This is your mind going out from the side of the object. That is not there at all.
계시 근데 유대 원에 수 독자든지 여이나 미리 카티오 통배이네 아주 미들 콘도사오래로.
If
성민다.
if the nature of that person you're looking at was inherently bad, then whenever you see them, they would be a condition for your anger. But that's not the case, is it?
야 니마지야 김지려지 펜로 도시 쇼가져야 미들이야 쇼가야 된대. 누가 먼저?
Yeah. and then days later, if that person is the condition for joy and that changes that experience.
페이지 나랑서 디게 로제션은 먼저 상말라 냠뇽데 요래. 수수 쇼지 가서 미들라. 다 점블링 된란다 미들레 제바다 야가지 여도마르 삼삼지 요래로.
In this room, we might have had that experience in this life, that the object of your affection is the most beautiful in the world. There's no one else.
다야, 야 니마지 미드도 빼도자도 상상상로 깨열다. 로, 세상 먼저 깨열다. 미지부지 않으라.
And then one day, that person becomes the object of your aversion. The person is the same person as before.
당보 특두도 딱 전환 망고치. 디덕 이제 가보딩요 열어라. 가보딩요 열어봐. 아니 배 전부 쇼책으로 하잖아. 배 전부 제지로 락바드님도 참 카테마 배우도 그러고. 안데 내 로직 로니스나 아니 간단지래 땅아 차야 치기도 땅아 지나 깔래카기도 라고도 아니 다 가가라 돼야 배든 치기도 진짜 미지구지 그냥 알아야 돼 미지구지 돼 슬슬 생거 속어요 저는 데 몽바서 되래 내도 지마시 마신배 왕게 심 몽바디게 직서제 아니 데 수미지 남도디 직갑제 근데 서제 데 신제 근데 왕게 가서 좀 서제 데 약보도 지지 데도 자도 지지 those cordial dead down some those dead.
It is true, isn't it? The objects of one's affection can become so close in the beginning. You don't want to be separated from each other, holding hands and what have you. Then 1, 2, 3 years later, you begin to sigh a bit. It's like, ooh. And then you can put effort into wanting to separate from that one. But it's the same person. It is the same person. What's really happened here is because coming from a mind of ignorance, a mind of unknowing, these thoughts of inappropriate attention come. And those thoughts that are not valid, that you have about other, create this story. Oh, this person's good. Oh, this person's bad. You go round and round like that.
Adela samlo tana pe ya voyo rana samlo pe ya botan ya ro na samlo tana pendo yo su zu mejina pendo ore ta ding one ta domba jumde de go de tola ta pe ya usung de dig da mixe zambuling de la pe mi sangwa zambuling la zo nima sawa chi tembra wa chare ro
That is a fantastic way if you can reflect like that in this life. It will really benefit you. And that's like a new, what Lord Buddha brought to this world is like a new day dawning, that type of mind approach.
also na dom ngoy ne ju di shiro wa dom be ngoy ne ju di shene wa de re shasta 먼저 강에 창마 심 몽바 되네 용고도 치료를 민도스다 타제다.
That is because Lord Buddha saw reality, saying that this is the nature of your mind, definitively seeing it, and also saying this is the source of mental problem.
I studied this philosophy and Sims and start 2 years later, and I really understood Buddha's speech, and he said, if you my follower, you don't need to believe me. You don't believe me, right?
Yeah.
Check my word, He give permission. 저런저 도무전된데 네 책을 따지시 책 릭바다 왜니 통면도 나는 샤쇼 소왕을 심는 편도면도 샤쇼 디 촉진 때버디 앞에 쉬워지게 덤바디 뭐네다 가고 쉬워지 셔야 된대로 청순스러워.
That advice of Buddha, that check my words with the valid cognition of your own experience. And if they're of no benefit, these words, just leave them. So that non-biased approach has really helped me.
장안한저 따지시고 그래. 이지 채우 말을 남자 따지시. 저런저 롭자 저런저 상마 롭종이 냠뇨 여러와 저런 상마 모던 롭종 진요 여러 리서치 진요 여러와. 당원의 리서치 예정에 샘 수수 샘의 리서치 했다. 수수 샘의 리서치 했다.
But having said that, you have to check up. You have to know your own mind, and you have to do that. You have to check up first. Don't just believe first, but that, you guys are experienced in doing research. Now, research your own mind.
롭종 랍당당 지나 망고야 정말로 눕죠 롭종 렉절이냐 망고도 봐. 빼야고 랍다도 기겐 카시 빼미시 야고 랍도 봐. 오늘 지금 랍당도 케보 장마 아니 지 쿼트 빅 딘데리가 드네 델레 인지 자메가라 딘마 밀 랍당 망고 신스 콘즈드네 기겐도 컨데 랍비 요메로 콘즈드네 망보 자야라서 인지 지고 마 자마르 콘즈 지 랍당다 지 셰당다 데셰 잡당다 지 타딕 시다 shebje to zotala anzo lobje le mangbo dorwa
The way of studying in the West, this approach of lecture and study, for example, at uni, some of the professors and teachers are very good scholars. They know how to get the point across. I have learned English with some teachers looking not only at the English but how they teach, how they talk, how they prepare, how they explain.
gombage lobjong la nan de test de dorwa
Not quite the same as in the monastery, though.
gomba lobjong la ya de 직 제시직 대그래라 근데 미스차스는 사자다잖아 다짐에 뒤어직 뒤스나는 렌데 수수 삼단체 뒤에 탑랑 면다래야 뒤어 렌 남산 제가 말해 너가 기긴 뒤어 뒤는 빼가 버치기도 알아 남산 렌 제고도 먼저 기긴 렌 남산 제가 말해 저런 삼단 렌데 수수 체적으로 탑랑 데비테스 면다래샤스
Yeah, so in the context of the monastery, to be able to retain something, and if you're asked a question, to not immediately be able to answer is not that bad, because we're encouraged with the kind of information we get to find our own answer through reflection, not immediately have to answer the correct way.
And sometimes in monastery I have I think four teachers, and one teacher he's very just meaning teaching, no words, just meaning, and he never looking text like I'm similar to them talking like that. And then if you ask some question for him, and he said, "Okay, you find." And then I check reading book and thinking, and sometimes I got answer, and I went his place, and I asked, "Oh, I got some answer is right," and he's laughing. It's not right. Okay. He nothing said. Check, and later he said check. This time not right answer, and then and I can check, and I found some different answer, and then next to go. I found some answer. This is right, and he gave me one apple, an apple. That time my answer is right. He touched apple, my answer is right. The apple is so yummy. He likes keep something like that. 어딘데 여러와 탑람 디티면다도 다디네 저 어다게 시야 많다서 아니 다디네 곰 잡단 중에서 꾼을 간진 채워 곰사야 돼다 렌렌 탐지 찍었다서 다 세부 차송하러 다 짐에 강내로 버시 가래 투고 있는 남사 미직 직체에서 니체에서 라고 말해 규제 간내충도 마대 설려시 삼단 간내충도 삼단베이나 안 당문내주 가르쳐 뭐디 채로 만들어야 편도 요래서 결혼들어 다 수주 매제나는 사람 특다 강의 연구를 담는다 연디 남사 미디직 채 니니니 채서 숨숨숨 채서 파 말아버체 뒤균들라고 이나 아니 카드마 좀 믹도 좀 강의의 간에 충도 유카르도 깽카르도 삼단스러 들다.
So some of the methods might be a bit different in terms of the mental approach. Perhaps we should meditate now, but going back to this first slogan, to drive all blames into one, it is useful to think when problems come up for you, not to point externally, someone said that, someone said this, but to really think deeply, why is this a source? Why is this an issue for oneself? And then on that level, reduce it. Not thinking, so-and-so said 1, 2, and 3 and making it bigger. Better to be a bit quiet, close the eyes, close the mouth, and then think, what are the causes and conditions behind this?
In the body language, you can say this: one finger go out, three finger go in. Therefore, look more inside. Yes. So body language show teach us. Listening body, body said, three here inside, you looking more inside, not looking outside. We usually do like that. That body language easy to show there, very clear. Oh yeah, that was a comedy job.
Let's sit together. Initially, we do motivation. It's good to gently close the eyes for this.
티링기 내가 없으니 룽아가 저칸 채워디 심지신의 편부 바식도가 지기 300원에 아니 어두스 검시잡지었어.
Motivating that may the actions I do from now on solely benefit beings.
어야다. 메제나나다. 니주 야보 두자 카리네 용거래. 카리 용노이나 심상보딩아 그두이네. 지기 300가 그두이네 가라 심상보지 미치기 300. 저는 켈네 지쇼스로.
In this life, whatever comes up, be it good condition or negative condition, one will keep and not relinquish the kind-hearted approach. Keep that resolve.
어야다 가와곰라 드링하나 드네지 드네게 직선부 상부 지규 충성 메디디나로 봐. 셈상보지 여 텐단다 여러 번 가는서 굴론 제로. 근데 여바디 하고와 채널 봐. 먼저 뒤주 만한절라 약에 처망보지 여르들래. 먼저 수수수 상로 셈나마단 하고요 말. 그래서
Yeah.
단다데 셈상보지도 왔다 디 여바디 하고와 채널. 가보 용그래. 란식이 가보 용그래. 그래.
Now one should rejoice that today one has that resolve to be kind-hearted for this life. Well, you have it, don't you? Now the point is to be able to recognize that, to recognize the virtue as virtue. A lot of the time we are creating a lot of virtue, but it goes unrecognized. So rejoice that you're recognizing that potential.
Okay, 다 언zo 디나 breathing exercise 롱종으로 인텔 깨버드 수 동보체 mik좀 하나군이네요. 우슈 제릉보시트 오른수 시다. 오른 파도 이제 하코와 지디스데 아스라.
Now, to do breathing exercise, checking that your posture is straight and relaxed, being aware of the breath coming in through the nostrils. So a long breath in, long breath out, recognizing that, placing the mind there.
아예 다 나군에 우추 단디 다 진랍람나 디그래 다 내델라 진랍 자자 자요르와 단데 구중투데 망고던데 요레 아주 디나라 라마 망고 송주 망고나요레 디나라 티징다 nga 좀 된데지 송주 계절 망고 셰요레 지난 도즈 상마야 고다 진랍세야 돼 데스 코덴 가고 요레 알아서 랍스 랍 워크 랍다 다디 균디 균소래 워데 속디기 속송자 속디 아니 코 가두이네 유어도지 데디요 속 야거리 아니 유어델라 랍야가 디스즈 스고나 슬레벤디네 직속고게 류지 나자다 아니 셈지 동에다 셈 믹스에 셈 차그차그로 마지오도 감다로 요 데릭도스 상마 바 디친랍 디뉴바디 또게네 바 텐소 튕기나 디야고 요레스라.
We can talk of blessings, breathing in the objects in this room, objects of body, speech, and mind. Many great beings, many great lamas have taught here. There have been teachings here of the lineage of Shakyamuni Buddha, both Sutra and Tantra. That transmission has taken place here in the form of blessings. Difficult to talk about blessings, but it is a type of form, of vibration of sound that has the potential to change. So imagine that vibration is coming into you. It is blessing your body, but most importantly, dispelling defects of body, and in terms of mind, any sense of ill at ease, nerves, or worry is dispelled.
와다 류 탕고 차야나 셈게 안에 두스 상파 된당에 셈베 장마 셈 뉴버드 데마 차소 정고르스
Now think body, particularly mind, has now clarity, potency.
와야 당은 저 비닝 메디테이션 우중우 탕가 다데 니 믹당나야 고요레 믹당 니우 믹데 나젤마 팔레로샤 게버디 주동보데 뿡번이데 바 비자지 뿡버스 구국대마 되셔 두 구국대나 아니 몇 차그래 뿡버 파 비자자다 남사 직 상부로 직 차용 거 근데 쌤데 당어로 당부로에는 곰잡인데 곰데 부타고 차용 그래서 디스 부대단데 개좀 쉬어래서 되나
Now, the breathing meditation, it is okay now to gently open the eyes on the bridge of the nose. Make sure the posture is straight. To help that, make sure the shoulders are not hunched in, they should be kind of balanced and upright. And that will, if you're meditating a long time, this helps the mind's clarity.
깔레 막아야 편도
And you will meditate with ease, without difficulty.
다 옥대 통아 저거스 단지로 뒤주 우단에 데스 적스 단지 주당 파단 셰버시 디스 데셔스
Now the breath should become shallower and faster, and you just place the mind on the breath.
옥수당이와 파당이와 디 셰베 토네 네 장가 직내 주사고 잡로 줄레스나야 주네마 시제 마 잡로 잡지 백워스로 아니 직사고 잡 직레스나 아니 장가만 잡으시 아니 다가 샘플 흘려도 그거는 셈 하제 다다워 셈디 셰바 제 데스 데셔스
Once you have gained awareness of inhalation and exhalation, just that, you can begin to count cycles of breath. So breathing in and breathing out, that's one cycle. You do 10 of those, so you go from 1 to 10. And then you go back down, 10, 9, 8, 7, back down to 1. Once you reach 1, you cease to count and you just relax in the present moment.
태양절 정말 뉴시 삼았죠. 야 뉴시네 마 잡을 잡지. 야 테스트야스.
Again, count the cycles, inhalation and exhalation as one round, counting up to 20 rounds, and then going back down to one, and then rest in the present moment.
아야. 나 달hal로에 대셔. 나 이제 다 저런서 수고 Come yabu jabudu da online de nyi de kan de jagna hamago se online de nyi de ya cha dung che nganzu de kom ja ko se cha dung ko bi dung de nyi ga yer
So everyone can relax now. You seem to be sitting nicely. Not sure about the people online. They could be taking a cup of tea or coffee.
근데 닌자 건서 가시 의숙자 제 닌게 요새기도 말 술을 더치기도 닌게 요새기도 상상한서 데 다드서 데스 건서 강에 되기도 좋아 저런서 의숙자 깔래 잡아데 대우면다 연구를 해서 와서 깔래 잡아데로 수수 대우 연구를 해서
Yeah. Some people make effort to listen, but to connect or to hear what is said, but sometimes it's difficult to hear the sound. So when people make effort, sometimes different results come.
제가 당연서 네 레렌 탐제 지글다 군라 거든 쳐 검사야 되다 그래서 셔가 닝제당 아니 셔럽 초던 제베 냠는 지나 가나 셰나 아니 야고 요레스로
To once again reflect on all blames, or drive all blames into one, and to remember the great kindness of all. It is thinking on compassion with wisdom as its support.
다 로종게 다 미세 전주심 베 냠는 바지나 다 펜도 진이들레 너바제니디 로종 냠는라 야가였다 다 가war레스로
In terms of mind training and cultivating bodhicitta or altruism, the one that harms you is more beneficial. Where are we with that?
다 덴데지 연나다 아니 야구 한데 돌아와다 근데
Yeah, if we can turn that apparent harm, how wonderful.
배당 안아서 네 피해 안아서 땅안서 상말 매지 냠뇨 칼락한 사람 여러와 야 로로 데슬리빈자 냠뇨 여인자 아니 직대스 데스 만들고 차오다 미가시 람산 대와제야 nga thukimi midi thonye thugumendo ende chebiina ani ene ale dangela ngazo chö da de ge je pa yushidero mizidele thogbuchik nyungro thogbuni nyungro ana kanzang kanzang 아니 조금매와 대 냥가도 와로야 디 엘레 쳐 떼와시마스다 파샤스당일 세대가 나로
And one can see from this life's experience how, with the wisdom from your experience, how you can connect to others, let alone, let's leave aside the talk of spiritual dharma or this life. Just that if independence on one's mental attitude, 1, 2, 3, you can connect with people or not, lose them.
되네 제당저 강에 강에 가르쳐야 있네 수수 쌤네 춘 르다요 말에 쌤지 원원에선 아니 쌤지 두두 창마 단단 알아 너버제니데 말 팬도요 레스타 그걸 거딘쇼 검사야 제가 거딘쇼 단단 알아 너버제니 미데 말 거딘쇼 버레스타 다 걸레스로
So the point, whatever difficulties come up, to not mentally give up, seeing that the person who might harm you is actually a helper for you. In that sense, meditating on the kindness of all beings in that regard.
Someone give you a complaint, someone give you some making you lots blah blah, and talking gossip for you, and some people will making harsh word, and some people give you complaint, and that time, and you think this is a huge benefit for me. One reason you don't have lonely, they're making you exciting. Second reason, bored. People making you more busy, making challenge, talking blah blah, and you're making busy. Need another entertaining. This is really good entertaining. You can say, that sounds very good. I need more. Thank you. And then become quiet. You say, I don't like that. I don't want that. Then more coming. You think exactly the same. And then another thing is I usually do this analytical meditation. Sometimes we easy to plan other, isn't it? Oh, this person terrible. They're making me complain. They're making talking me about me cause I don't like this. Usually we think like that. And I thinking, oh, maybe I did my past life. I don't remember this life. I did not talking these people cause I don't remember I done harsh word to this person. There I don't remember I give this complaint to those people. Maybe my past life I did complain these people. My past life I did this person about talking gossip, I don't gossip. Some people like talking gossip, term and term west your term. I recognize at monastery, someone like gossip. And our term is very precious. We have full start. We need lots of memories. Two pages need memories and need go to receive. Sometimes one day, two times go to teaching receive. And the morning debate maybe sometimes 8 to 10:30, 11. In evening 6 to 10. Sometimes 12. We have long debate and prayer. Busy schedule. And then some people come to the monk talking there. Goes out. And then how many our time is west time. And then at that time I sometimes check my phone and then look there, and how many sometimes 15 minutes talking there, no meaningless. And then if 15 minutes very focusing my mind, I memorize 2 page, memorize 2 page, and then dealing with this person, blah blah blah, and just blah blah, no meaningless. And 15 minutes wasted time. And time is very precious. Time is very useful. We can use more um, positive side. And some people say time is money. I don't believe that. Time is very precious. I don't know time is money. uh, and then another thing is, this is very good thinking causes and condition. Past, you have some people keep complaining, you're talking this, angry, or life is sometimes some people very hard to dealing with the deal, and helping people is not easy, and dealing with the people is not easy. I think, especially nowadays, our people mind is looks a little bit. Um, I don't know what I can say. A little bit delicate, and very sensitive and not stable. Something small problem, they're big talking. I think our mind is very sensitive. I think looks very sensitive, not really strong enough, and strong enough. Therefore, we don't blame other people. Our look after our mind, making our mind make stronger. Similar mountain, similar rock. Our mind is similar rock. What people. This practitioner, Lord's practitioner, I met Lord's practitioner. They never upset their mind. What on situation, their mind never ever upset. Very stable. We need it like that. We can't do it like that. We are same. We have all people have same potential. Mm. Therefore, meditation is very very important in our life, making mind similar mountain, and also our mind is very careful look after our mind. Our mind is similar childhood mind, childhood mind, children mind, You know, there's some people have children, children say, oh, don't singing. They're singing. Oh, please sing song. They're not singing, And sometimes say, don't do that. They do more. Please do this. Don't do that. It doesn't do that. Exactly the same our mind. Our mind. And don't pushing hard for meditation. I want to do meditation. Meditation helps me in my mind. Don't pushing for hard. Just be relaxed. Just be not too relaxed, and just be more careful. Look after your mind, and also some people, some we I mentioned before, we all have compassion, and we see our friend or family have some problem, and we want to help. We want to help them. We see their problems. Say, oh, you need to go to meditation place. I went there. You need to go to. Don't say like that. Don't say like that. Don't pushing. Don't pushing these people. Just live. Do yourself practice. You do your practice, making more calm, more relaxed, and be more kind. And then your family, your friends say, oh, you look a little bit different. What are you doing? Then you have opportunity. I went to this temple, I learn meditation, I do everyday meditation. You can try then. This good timing. But before, don't try now. Just try to yourself, proving your mind, proving. And then this is, I think, benefit, huge benefit. And the changing mind is takes time, not easy. Just takes time. But if you sometimes your meditation is right and your course in conditions right, very fast change your mind, very fast. Mind is very powerful. Mind, it is very powerful. Our mind energy is skeleton, scattered. Skeleton is rigor. Scattered. Scattered. uh, I have a friend in India, and I'm talking, and and sometimes I'm talking broken English, and I'm making people like joke. And he said, "This is very good for them." And sometimes we see the Western people Tibetan talking. We heard a very funny sound. And I think my pronunciation is very funny. Heard you sound. It's very funny English. Tingling, Tibetan English color. Tinglish, the Tinglish. And Tinglish, you heard Tinglish, okay? This is the Tinglish. Sometimes I thought that, oh, you heard a very funny accent in English. Mm. This is good for your entertaining. Kemu kemu de ke orera kemu kena ya wo yore.
This is a source where you laugh at people.
Kemu manske meze de su kiwushi je de shemba sore su ba su kiwu de anzo tambe joro kiwuranji mata dugu mi tang kiwu su tang gore dugu mi tang gore pewe tambe tu ning jo yore.
Yeah, oneself in this life is the source of one's own happiness. Let others get on your case, but you are the source of your happiness. We have a saying in Tibetan.
English dinde yore, Inji dinde yore.
Is there a saying like that in Tibetan? Like, let others do what they do, but you keep relaxed.
Something like that. Jiburanji madana dugu mi times. Jiburang men. The ning jo da ro. 제가 어디다 다리 둔다들라 또 수수 아니 렌렌 탐지 찍었다 해야 되는 뜻이 잡아디 아니 람상 직강에 내주담을 거다 디야고리 디두자레스 잠마 잡셔와 이걸 데지 백 데스 데지 데스 마 럴러치제네 공어 가르도 부주jen 가르가래도 어두스 데스 삼로 당위나 아니 야고 요레스로
This week it would be good to reflect on that advice to drive all blames into one, meaning that the difficulties come up. Try not to jump immediately to the situation being good or bad. And try and go in and just think, okay, relax the mind. What is the source of this? What are its causes? What are its conditions?
아니 딘데기 수수 총어 나라지 니 통님 마트 따님 마트 기신이 마트 미드 수술라 가딘시 뭐 가져이면 군라 가딘시 오kom스데 티곰마도 나나면서 닝지 곰토고 말했어 봐.
Second case, there are others in life one doesn't want to particularly see, meet, speak to, whatever. So in that sense, that second slogan, to think on the great kindness of all, how they have benefited you. Compassion is not produced without that.
그래서 닝지 공부유나 닝지당 예바데 메제나는 닝지 거래 참바다 닝지라 심지 신지 수술라 네 가딘시 뭐 임바데 하 거거에 대다데 내가 배쳐버려서
Okay, we talk about cultivating compassion in this life, and we need compassion, we need loving kindness. But without recognizing how kind others to you, that's not going to happen.
와야다 드는 건다 저런서 수수랑종 지와 나는 파치 니냐가 나오더라 다제신 아트링 내가 만디고 가르체 메디지 하고체 엔델라야 파취샤체 타고체 아니 산이네다 내가 딘데 영자 지금에서 탐자체 와 두스파 니마 장마제스 가뒤 히나 데베네주 두가 되게 양자 상로 마당스로 그 상로 땅사 땅 샤살 샤고르스데
Coming to the end of the day, before one goes to sleep, checking up. How was the day? Were there mistakes made? Being aware of them, regretting them, confessing them, and then that light, making the resolve not to recommit those mistakes again the next day. So going day in, day out, like that, cleaning kind of like. And then in terms of the past, just leave it, can't bring it back, it's gone, let it be.
Some people being holding on long times. You have big back, shoulder. This is making you stress. Some people childhood problem stay bring back on your shoulder. This is very useless. Very what's say non-benefited.
Yeah.
Benefit zero benefit. 편도체예요, 말았을 때 와 상대는 단.
Completely non-productive to think like that.
제가 다드네 니 수수 드링다 지 꿀롱 검자 밀레 팬도시 다 밀레 팬마다도 제 와르멘데 지조리 그런 망보지 지조를 제가 당랑시에 가보더라 저도 배워거래 아니 지 tundu 저러고 제야래 그래서 tundu를 저거라 tundu 닝자 그래서 수수 가져 투도 그러고 제고 여러 당 안에 컨트롤하더니 지우당 강바도서 칼라를 주대. 강바도 가래는 지우도 칼라대에 굴론데 건도 죽어잖아. 아니 건도 무세가 말해 된 되는 게 칼라대고 있어. 이 굴론데 지우를 칼라대에 굴론데 가서는 건도 지우도 죽어잖아. 건도 무세가 말어. 아니 건도 무마서는 건도 세벨려거든 용어도 와. 어딘데 쓰니다. 이마징라데 펜도라고 지게 계절에서 지키는 거랑게 수수 간톱도 수수 그거 비워대 제기 어렸다 근데 저런 지역에 근데 지금나 하는 건다 많이 올라 근데 진짜도 지우듯이 이제 그런 마직 터는지 깨로 자다 남산 직죽지 가로 깨로 면서 깨도 망바드서 나토나 깨로 면서 깨도고 갑자기 그런 직도 남바라 스티도 거 지하고다 된듯이 장부도 하미
On the positive side,
맥
on the positive side, the motivation would have been done, and meditation, you know, when you reflect at night, those good things that have done, you might have helped people, the environment, or the community, the Dharma Center. It is good. We also need to be aware of animals, try to help them. They are objects of our compassion. Do our best. I like to feed the birds and ducks, and thinking that when I feed them, particularly the ducks, they will eat less insects and their stomachs will be full. If that's the case, then they have, in the context of their lives, harmed less. So you try and help as the direct opportunity arises for you. You do the best help that you can, and then at night you try and reflect on that. You know, it's true, isn't it? I mean, the animals respond in kind. I can hear the ducks call now, showing a little bit of call, or wanting to help them in that sense. So
and they trust me, right?
they trust.
They trust me. Wow, amazing. Oh, no moving, just sit there. Yesterday was 3 ducks there in the mid duck. They dig on the dig
On the deck.
on the deck.
On the deck.
Then there's very comfortable, and coming stay no if you go jump maybe and I go back door and open door back door and then looking in the window. They're so relaxed. They really looks trust me, I don't know people don't trust like they me, I really honest, Nowadays less trust. This is big problem in our society, Don't trust, then very hard communication, right?
Yeah.
In dark has very good trust me, very sincere, 아유, 이상하고 근데도 아니 다들네 아니 가오곰 따산이네 곰자야다 내가 가져두두 지긴 상 캘렌체로
Then you will have rejoiced in those good actions of the day, and then tomorrow, to the best of one's ability, to do again.
네, 단다 저런서 미세라가지라 가라서 다 부모다 없이라도 말은 가라서 붓 dindanyenyedeze ta fishing siga chun rujo maras ro chun rujo maras ta ro nya fishing chun chijo maras hunting da dewe jan chijo maras ta ro semji tundul sawashena susu samba ale shinda le shinda pasha susu majibo yore susu samdange inaro majibo do 앞에 tundude 동해요 통데 디 가두에는 셈날 샤드데 마지막 연구도 알아 아니 냐도서 카나라 저기 잡던데 셈날라 텐 구조 잡도 토나 기본 영상 말아 제산데 다 두죠 말에 스스 저보도들래 nga domain la gore chana mando dan de ke shi yo mare fishing dose na nga domain khalchen na na konsul dunghe yore nga dunghe sogumes konsul ro konsul dunghe yore nga dunghe konsul koran zo rawan chugi la rawan je sha sha gins 다 수승원에 근데 갈래 다 배주 탑시 저거라서 와고 지투버도
I'd like to make a request, mainly for the blokes, not so much the females, because sometimes there is this like of fishing. It would be good to try and abstain from fishing, not to mention hunting. The animals, we should have a love for them, and definitely there is a degree of being upset when you see animals suffer. For example, foot, fish, hook, mouth, body moving, and so forth. And if others are saying, come on, let's go hunting, you might well have your own reason that you prefer not to go because you don't wish to see the suffering gone through, and that you would rather leave those animals free to their own individual. So, I mean, it's like it's an approach of a method, isn't it? But it has to be done slowly.
수수 어딘데 치듬나 그 차와 말아서 차와 가주 용용 치도이나 아니 야고 여러와고.
Yeah, so what's, as much as we can, reducing harm to other, best case.
제가 어두치 따드네 건조 드링은 곰잡 니게지시 게주 그런지 닝게 암존이 제어디 개와사요랑 알아서데 개와원에 소남사요를 제단디 개와디는 오면은 야고지 체 두왕에 마치카시 되는 저런저 마튼다는 게 라바나시 마삼나다쇼스.
Today we've meditated together. I have talked some, the interpreter, and you have listened. There is virtue and merit in that, to which I will say a few verses, and you can also reflect.
어당 알아서 개와 참제야 수그로 죽고여제로 개와디야 도도로 쓰제. 아니 지 믹스에 당고 잠블링 시디 겹더야 잠블링다 시디도야 다 시디 매버선이 되네 미래로 미라를 미시 튼드세요 말 잠블링 시디 매버선이 미래 아니 미나게 미 랑진지 아니 배샤다 왕자당 아니 다든데게 잡종 폴리틱 다든데게 잡종 인여드즈다 그노 닝제 당 아니 잠블링 랑구르기 셈바메니 미르즈 랑진지 아니 수수 개갑디 지고야 고용야 아니 수수 바고 갸고 차야로 와 아니면 수수 민청부 차야 이제 미랍 제말 som만 마다니 미르즈거다 쇠브레스타 한다 비지 지금 튼드세요 말레스 잠블링 시디 메우선이
The virtues dedicated from our meeting together towards world peace, it is the humans that remove peace from the world or make it non-existent, not the animals, isn't it? Humans can become so consumed with self-interest, money and power, then there is politics. So thinking that may those people in those positions, have compassion. The world goes through problems due to people having an attitude of just their own self-interest. We call it self-cherishing, be it my country, my wallet, my reputation. This is human-made. Animals don't make such problem.
What is the middle Zambuling Tutusoni middle Ninji Jawas, the Melam Jago, catches you to the Ninji Jana Zambuling Shidi Chagras.
So those beings those human beings in the world that are ill-intentioned, please send compassion to them, and then there is a chance for world peace.
And Tanda, that is an issue, the Miseven issue, Joan issue. Junwag in issue to the Yatatuna, Leland Tawayari. One of the Migi, any Chikunjo down. Migi, any chick pet Sawache, Shukche Tawatan. Migi chick Ranjun Koyula, chick Degangoyari, Numgoyari, Singjari, the Zurich, the Mangtani, and that Sadujaya does a miss in your war. There's a miss in your war, so that down does a miss in your war. Chazan. The Zurich does a tapa, Joseph Shije, does a fine young do, thought is Betty Casa. Devachetan, Devachetan.
Okay.
Devachetan, Middles, Devachemuchin, Middles, Devachunria. Mirab Jamadas or Samatan in Shausho, Smelam Jatun, and Hawadi. Nerim this, COVID is a pump, John and Yudi Shije. The Majuna she, Patetuya. Me manila me. Kamba manila, Kamba lega manila, Togo manila, Togo. All the data that on the Tangwa same digision. You are sure some German us.
And then there are problems that are in the elements that humans experience, the disharmony of the elements, which is also karma. Karma in the sense that it is we humans often that lose the environmental protection, and converse to that, we actually harm it. by depleting the planet of oil and trees and so forth. It is humans that do these things, no? So therefore, one would think on terms of the future generations, and then may the other things like COVID be pacified so that it was before we have this COVID thing. And then may those who need to find medicine find it, those who need a place to stay find a place to stay, and those who need friends find them. In short, may all those things come to be. Really, it's saying that may people have less desire in the mind with a view to a future generation.
No, sanandi danje se kwayi ngomande yinyi dadene kadana dan chiwe la. Siwe dole do sho gyawa di yinyi da lam sanje do yi do ji jamale. Ye dole go sho chi yo zang ga be chi de na ga be wa da ge ji sama sho da ting je ma lu ca wa sho. Da dan xin je de zang dan de we zang ye la ne gyawa sha ja de wa ye den ba ye ren ba yu ji da dan xin je de zang dan de we zang ye la ne. Yawa lo san tra wan yin ten pa yin rin pa kyo chi chan chu sim jo rin po chi ma je pa na ji. Yawa nyan pa me wa yan kwa ne wan ne pe wa ra shu. Okay, thank you very much.